That's ISO? Rack it up, I gotta build up the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up, she got her hands on her knees and she bringing the cake out. Smoke it up, I got some gas, some packs, I'm up in the greenhouse. Ball it up,
Well, it has been a while.
It's been a minute for sure.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Keeping It Real podcast featuring me, Matteo Lucio, and my dear mother, Julia Lucio.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good. I've been excited to start this back up.
I'm just a little delayed. It seems to be better now. So.
Yeah, it is a little better now. So,
Oh.
when was our last episode? It was pre going to Cuba, so we're talking
Oh wow! Really?
We're talking like March, probably.
Yikes! Wow, that's too long. Yeah.
But we're
I
back
know it
now.
was after the Oscars because we did that show
Yeah.
about the Oscars.
Yep.
So, and we'll talk about a few things. You have an agenda, you said.
Yep. I have a list of movies that we've recently seen that we can talk about. And I have something that I'm going to bring to the show that I think is going to be exciting to do live. I think some of these things you're even going to be surprised about and you're going to kind of be reacting to them live.
Cool. Can I plug something first?
Of course.
I just want to say that I'm really excited that this weekend we're going to be attending the Cornwall Film Festival.
I'm so excited. I
Me
looked
too.
at the synopses of the movies that are going to be there. And they
Yeah.
look really interesting.
I was going to open my browser and check and say what's going to be playing, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not I'm synced right now, so I don't want to risk not being synced anymore. So I'm not going to open a browser.
Okay, so I'm sorry to bring these technical difficulties to the show, but how does it work if I share my screen?
So at the bottom there, you have a button that says share screen. So you just
I know that.
on it.
I'm wondering, is only what's like there going to be visible on the entire screen? Like if I share my.
No, I think we're going to be there in little, but if not, I can. You see the designs at the bottom there. You can select whichever design you prefer to have.
Okay. Then, without further ado, let's get into the first movie I want to talk about, which is Anora, the most recent one we saw.
Mm-hmm.
So,
you said you had seen a review and
yeah. Let's get our opinions out, and then I'll bring the review because I think it's really interesting and I want to talk about it. It was a negative review for this movie that has been nominated for awards. Has like an average of 4 on Letterboxd. Has been pretty universally loved, but this review, which was very negative, was very well reasoned. But so if you don't know what Anora is about, I'll read the synopsis here. Anora, a young sex worker from Brooklyn, gets her chance at a Cinderella story when she meets and impulsively marries the son of an oligarch. Once the news reaches Russia, her fairy tale is threatened as the parents set out for New York to get the marriage annulled. And what genre would you classify this movie as?
drama,
because it's like
maybe
it got nominated in the comedy category at the Golden Globes.
comedy.
Yeah, like you know how the Golden Globes has the categories are separate. It's like drama and then musical / comedy.
Yeah.
I believe Anora was nominated as a comedy.
Huh.
Which I understand because parts of the movie were funny, like the actually the negative review is going to talk about why they feel this is not so funny, but the break-in scene was definitely played off for comedic relief. I think like the absurdity of the movie as a whole definitely leans into it being a comedy.
Yeah. I just wanted to pause you for a second because I'm trying to see if we're on live and I don't see us live. If you are on watching this, can you please give us a wave letting us know that this is actually happening? Because
I see us on YouTube.
Oh, you do? Okay, so that's good. That's good. But I don't think we're on Facebook right now for some reason. I'm not sure. I don't think we're on Facebook right now. Oh well.
Okay. Okay, well, yeah, dang, I lost my train of thought now.
I'm so sorry, Mateo.
You're
Yeah.
good. Um, do you have any thoughts about Honora?
Well, to me, it definitely wasn't a comedy. Like, I mean, not at all. It is 100% drama. There was some humorous content a little bit. Um,
I think it leaned into the
well,
humor a lot, though.
I don't see it. I don't see it. To me, it was pure drama. Like,
I mean, I know I was laughing through a lot of the movie, but again, it's because like you could almost describe it as being like this absurdist drama where like you don't know how else to react but to laugh at how crazy this situation is when maybe
mhm,
the subtext of the situation is like not really funny.
right. Perhaps, I guess, I
Um,
suppose.
I like the movie. I think I give it an 8 out of 10. My major criticism with it would be like pacing was really weird at times. Like the
Mhm.
whole break-in scene, which was played off for comedy. That specific scene was like meant to be, oh, funny, look at how crazy the situation's going. And it goes on and on for like 30 minutes. And I
Right,
mean, at a certain point, it's just like the plot is going in circles.
right. Yeah, I suppose.
But I liked it. Yura Borisov, that pronunciation might not be perfect. He got nominated. He plays Igor, I guess you call him like a bodyguard.
Yeah, like the muscle man, right?
Yeah, he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor in a comedy slash musical at the Golden Globes, which I think was deserved. I think the guy who plays Vanya, who's like the main love interest, the guy Honora gets married to, could have also been nominated. He didn't end up getting nominated at the Golden Globes. We'll see at the Oscars.
Yeah. I think
He
the
would. Sorry, you go.
I think Vanya was like really an interesting character.
The thing I'm wondering is if Vanya would qualify for supporting actor or lead actor. Because like a movie can have multiple leads, and I'm wondering if he had enough screen time where he would be considered a lead like at the Oscars or the Golden Globes.
I don't know. I'm not sure how it works.
Okay, I will.
I'm so sorry, people. I'm still just obsessing with this live stream, so I'm trying to figure it out at the same time that we're talking. So
Okay, this I'm gonna put the review on screen, and spoiler warning, this review may contain spoilers. That's how it's marked.
okay.
It's a long review, but I'll try to read the main points of it. Share. How does this look on screen? I don't see like anything updating.
I don't see it on screen either. Oh, hold on. I think I got a Oh, here it is. You
Oh,
have to
did you
go
like
in.
you had to approve it? Okay.
Yeah, I kind of have to.
Okay.
Do you want it like this maybe?
Yeah. Okay. So I will start reading this review a little bit. It's really sad to me that a character-driven piece about a woman fails to make a real character out of her. We do not see Honora's desires or emotions outside of a punchline or even outside of her husband who she met the week before. As someone who has actually done sex work in New York City before, I was deeply disappointed in Baker's treatment of Honora. In the film, the distinction between Honora's work and personal lives is blurred to the point where it's non existent. I believe this is where the majority of my problems with the film arise. It goes on to say her whole life becomes him for the entirety of the film. Her interests are rarely put first and never even explored. She wants to stay married, but the film doesn't do a good job of painting why. It almost feels Stockholm syndrome-y. I'd like to say she fell in love with the fairy tale, but their escapades together are not dreamy or romantic. She laughs at his lack of experience skills in the bedroom. The only thing we see them do together is do drugs and have sex. And I mean, it's a long review, but the point is basically that it's not a good character study of Honora for this thing that's supposed to be like a positive uh a positive view of sex workers. This review from a sex worker basically says that they didn't look at the motivations behind Honora's character at all, and also argued with what I was talking about earlier, that the scene, I mean, this review calls out the scene with Igor basically pinning her down, saying like this is a scene that's played off for jokes, but the subtext behind it is quite really disgusting in actuality. And this review has 16,000 likes for a movie that's mostly been positively received. And as much as I like the movie, I can't say like from my point of view, I can fully grasp the issues, but I mean, for the same reason, I can't really object to them because I have not been a sex worker, so I don't. But yeah, okay. Let me stop screen sharing.
So I think you make a fair, well, the review anyways makes
Oh yeah, and let me
fair
just
point.
say the reviewer is Samara on Letterboxd.
Okay. So I think it makes a good point because it's even though the movie is a little, it's not like exactly a Pretty Woman type of movie where, you know, the prostitute meets the rich guy, goes on to, you know, live a happily ever after life. It's not that bad of a movie, like as far as propagating the stereotype of Cinderella is concerned, but it still does propagate the stereotype of Cinderella, come like rich guy come save my life, you know, kind of thing. So that's one of the issues that I find with the movie.
One point that I want to make, and again, I'm not exactly in the most qualified position. I'm not trying to say that this sex worker is wrong about her view on a movie about sex workers, but I do think that part of the point that the movie was trying to make is that, as Samara says here in her review, the distinction between Honora's work and personal lives is blurred to the point where it's non-existent. I would
Mhm.
argue that that's intentional.
Yeah.
That not that the movie is necessarily against sex work, but in the way that it was being applied to Honora's life was maybe unhealthy. And this blur between her personal life and her professional life is a problem that she has to deal with.
Hmm. Yeah. What did you think of the ending?
I'm like, it's so I think the movie, this is another criticism I've seen with it. The movie tries to portray Igor as
A
this
good guy.
this great guy that should be praised because he is a good guy. I don't think people would disagree with anyone saying he's a good guy, but the issue I've seen them have is that the movie tries to like make him, oh, look at this outstanding man because he doesn't want to assault her. Like he's doing the bare minimum, and the movie's trying to play that off for praise. The end of the movie, there's like, I mean, I guess you could interpret it in many ways. I didn't see.
Can I cut you off for a
Yeah.
second? Because okay, to me that's not what it was doing. Like it's clear that Igor is a bad guy because he's the muscle man. He's like the guy who's, you know, gonna go and smash the baseball bat everywhere too, you know.
Mhm.
But again, so Igor is very like he's paradoxical, he's complex, he's got like two sides, like one very soft side and one very hard side. But then like my issue is that they're again at the end of the movie bringing this guy to save her, you know, like it's
Yeah.
again another man coming to try to be her savior.
Yeah.
That's my issue with Igor.
I can see that. I do like though that like where she starts just like punching him and losing it. I think that did a good job at showing like, even if you disagree with like him coming in as a savior, if from that perspective I disagree with that too, but showing that even if you disagree with that, he is like not necessarily a terrible person. He's not trying to like assault her, but because of maybe her past, her trauma that we don't know about, she absolutely loses it. And I think the
Yeah.
movie did a really good job at showing her emotional complexity in that scene.
Yes, and you know, I think that to come back to the point that you were saying about the life, her life, and her life as a sex worker, and her life, your personal life, that you don't see a lot of it. I think that goes to show well how guarded she is.
Hmm.
Like, I think that's purposely done so we don't see much of her, of who she is, because she's guarded. Like, she guards herself, you know,
I
emotionally. So I think that, like, I don't agree with you when you, or with the other person, to say that we don't see a lot of her personal life, and a lot, I think that's purposely done.
Yeah, I agree. I think like I don't know how you can't see how it's purposely done. Whenever there's the scene, she goes home to her sister and she's like, "I'll be back on Tuesday," and the sister's like, "It is Tuesday," and she's like,
Mm,
"I'll be back in a week," and that's just played off like it's nothing because presumably that's not a crazy concept.
mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So you think there's potential for Oscar wins in this one? Oh, by the way, you said when are the Oscars nomination coming out? Is it today,
I think it's tomorrow. I'm not. One second.
23rd or 22nd?
Oscar nominations 2025. Wait, did it? Oh no, they're coming out overnight. Oh, that's sad.
No, that would have been so
I
cool if
guess
it
we'll
was
talk about it
released.
next
We
week.
would have been able to react live to it, but all right, next week.
Yeah. Okay. Next movie I have to talk about on my agenda is Wolfman, which is the first
Which week?
2025 movie we saw.
Yep.
Wolfman, let me get this synopsis here. With his marriage fraying, Blake persuades his wife Charlotte to take a break from the city and visit his remote childhood home in rural Oregon. As they arrive at the farmhouse in the dead of the night, they're attacked by an unseen animal and barricade themselves inside the home as the creature prowls the perimeter. But as the night stretches on, Blake begins to behave strangely, transforming into something unrecognizable. So, Wolfman is basically, and again, spoiler warning for this movie, Blake, as the synopsis alludes to, and as you would see in the trailer, he does become a wolf man. And
So it's
this,
the typical tale of werewolves.
yeah,
Well, not
uh,
so typical,
not so
actually.
like, I mean, yeah, in theory, but the one thing, this movie is a 2.5 on Letterboxd, not exactly received amazingly, but the one thing this movie I think most people are agreeing does well is how it plays with perspective, because we get to see how Blake views being a wolfman and it feels like a fever dream. Like there's these weird bright colors, the speech of others is jumbled, he can't understand them. He can speak, he can communicate ideas, but it doesn't get through to them. There's a barrier there. Like when he speaks, they just hear mumbling.
Blah, 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 blah,
And I mean, like the top reviews, my review, all of the reviews basically say the consensus is this is kind of just like a January Blumhouse movie, but it had potential to be good. Playing with perspective
blah.
was,
I think it did have a potential to be phenomenal, because, like,
you would still say it
the
was good
the
though, right?
yeah, because of the atmospheric, um, surroundings that it has. Like, it is so atmospheric. It had me, like, I can honestly say that it's been a hell of a long time since a movie has kept me at the edge of my seat this much, because their use of the visuals and the score, especially the music and the sound, is just like, it's so tense, man. It's really tense. So it had wonderful potential. I think it was a really missed opportunity.
Here's what I will say, and credits to this review from Matt Lynch on Letterboxd, which is a one sentence review. It says, does an awful lot with relatively little. And that would just about sum up my view of it, because if you tell me there's a January Blumhouse movie coming out that's about werewolves, it's kind of like played off as it's going to be this just run of the mill werewolf story. I'm expecting the most boring movie that I'm going to forget about right away.
And we've been surprised in the past with the January Blumhouse movies.
Yeah,
Like,
last
'cause
year
the
with
expectations are so low, you kind of
Night Swim, it was a 5 out of 10, and I was like, wow, not as
yeah.
bad as I was expecting
Yeah,
for like a
and
5 out of 10.
the reviews were crap for
Yeah.
that one. So,
Um, but yeah, I also like this review. Jay Shmoney says looks more like a Chernobyl victim than a Wolfman because he does look. If I could get a picture of him here, I'll
see
show this.
that's one of my biggest issues with this movie is that it when you say werewolf, you kind of have an expectation of things to come. Um and one of the big things with werewolves is the transformation. And I find that the transformation scenes don't do enough.
I kind of liked that part. I liked him slowly transforming and he starts to look strange. And I mean, maybe by the end he doesn't exactly look like a wolf man, but he doesn't look human either. He's
He
yeah.
looks like a Chernobyl victim. Like
I liked oftentimes movies fall into the trap of having child actors and doesn't end up going well, but to the daughter's credit in this movie, I think she does a great job. And I think oftentimes also directors and writers don't know how to write children. I think this movie gave that character a lot to work with the mind reading stuff. And like I said, I was expecting like a sappy third act. Oh, read my mind. What am I thinking? I was not expecting it to be like what happened, which spoiler, she says, Daddy wants this to be over or something like that. And the mom shoots him in the head.
yep, yep.
So not a terrible movie. I give it a 6 out of 10. I would say it's probably closer to a 7 than a 5.
Yeah,
Which
it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it a lot. Like I really, really liked like I said, I really liked the moodiness of it all.
yeah,
It was
a lot of people were complimenting the sound as well.
mm-hmm. The sound, the sound and the music. Like I mean, he goes in the woods and then he's running and then there's like the ta 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 ta. Like it's really it
Yeah.
complements it well. That's what a score should be.
And when I think of dream places I want to live, rural Oregon would be up there, but maybe not so much anymore. But that's West
Watch out,
Coast.
there's werewolves around there.
It's like West Coast, but not like California. It's closer to the climate of like Vancouver or
Yeah.
Western, like coastal BC.
All right.
Next on the list, we have, I believe this movie came out in November. Like, I know it had a premiere far before then, but I believe it released to the public in November 2024, and that is A Real Pain, which is another movie that got nominated at the Golden Globes that I would assume is going to receive some nominations at the Oscars. Directed by Jesse Eisenberg. I'm not sure if this is his directorial debut.
I don't know, but I really, really like this movie.
Yeah, me too.
It did a phenomenal job at showing that there's that we shouldn't be judging other people's pains. Like that when people say that they're suffering, like
Yeah.
we're nobody to judge what it means for them to be suffering. Like their suffering is not our suffering, is not another person's suffering, and they're not like there's not really, to me, I'm taking away that you shouldn't put it on a scale,
Mhm. I like I guess Jesse Eisenberg's character, I think, is the one who says, or maybe it was someone else on the tour. So let me also explain the synopsis of the movie real quick. These two cousins who are very different. One is extroverted to the extreme. One is very introverted. They go on a tour through Poland. It's a Jewish family. These are Jewish cousins. They go on a tour through Poland to tour, I guess, Holocaust memorial stuff and understand where their family comes from with other people on the tour as well. Like there's an older husband and wife. There's a few people who go alone. There's a Rwandan man who converted to Judaism, who survived the Rwandan genocide, which, as the movie describes, is just about the worst thing anyone living today could have lived through. But I believe it is Jesse Eisenberg's character who says, "My cousin. I mean, look at what our grandmother suffered through, and my cousin is here making an issue out of all of this or whatever." And someone else on the tour says, what do they say exactly? They basically say it's not his fault. He was raised easier because of what your
The
ancestors of the
grandma,
past
the
have
grandmother
gone through.
has gone through, right?
And I don't think you should be blamed for having lesser problems. And I don't even want to characterize them as lesser problems, contextually different problems because of the time you were raised in. Even though you were raised in a time where there's not a Holocaust going on, you can still have issues that you struggle with deeply.
Yes, yes.
I also like the moral ambiguity of it all, though, because as much as this is true, Kieran Culkin does a great job at playing this obnoxious, in-your-face character who's constantly trauma dumping. And Jesse Eisenberg's character also has a great line saying, "I understand that he has trauma, but we all have trauma. That's why I don't put it on everyone constantly." So, yeah, it's okay to have trauma, but I mean, these people are on a tour that they paid for. I don't think it's their responsibility to navigate through your trauma.
It's not, but I mean, look how endearing that made his character to all the people on the tour. Like, I mean, they all you know love them.
Yeah.
It's funny because it shows the ambiguity of, like, because the character tried to commit suicide. It is revealed that he tried committing suicide, and it just goes to show you that there's a lot of us who hide behind, like, being big and being, like, loud and being lively and happy in the forefront, but actually you're suffering in private. You're suffering and in agony, but you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it's like Robin Williams, like how he was this larger than life comedian that was so good at his job, but in private was suffering with depression. And
Yeah. I just want to bring, and I'm talking about the moral ambiguity. I understand both sides. So I want to bring a few quotes from the movie that I think are really telling about both sides of this trauma sharing issue to the table. So Benji, one of the characters, says, we're on an effing Holocaust tour. If now isn't the time and place to grieve, to open up, then I don't know what to tell you, man. Another quote I've seen a lot of people talk about is Dave saying, "My pain is unexceptional, so I don't feel the need to burden everybody with it." That's another powerful line. And what was the last one I saw? You light up a room and then you shit on everything inside of it. That's on the roof scene.
yeah,
There's just like so much, like everyone has so much baggage, and it's just, I think the ultimate message of the movie is, who are you to decide what a real pain is?
yeah, it is. And it also shows how differently we deal with pain. Like, different people work through it differently, and I think it's all right.
And I think you just have to let them work through it the way.
Exactly. Let them. That's the book I'm reading
Yeah.
right now. Let them.
On the topic of book you're reading, and on the topic of media about Jewish people, I've started reading this book.
Oh,
The camera's flipped.
awesome.
My camera's flipped for some reason, but yeah, I got through the first chapter today, and
Is it good or what?
it's
Like,
very
it's
good.
it's such a great book. It's
This
called
guy is
Being Jewish After the Destruction of Gaza. And
this
I
guy's
just
a
finished it, and I
great
gave it.
rhetorical writer.
Yeah,
He makes a very convincing case.
absolutely. Okay, but we're not here to discuss books. So
Nope.
back to movies.
Maybe one day. The Keeping It Real book club. I have one more movie to talk about. Maybe I'm forgetting something, but I believe, I don't know when we saw this movie. I think we saw this movie this year, or it was very late 2024. January 3rd, 2025, Nosferatu.
Yep.
And this is a movie that it has a 3.8 on Letterboxd. I've seen a lot of film bros go on and on about how great it is. I gave it a 3.5, so a 7 out of 10. It was good. I just don't think it was great. I think it did a lot with atmosphere. It was very atmospheric
Yeah.
and set a tone very well. But I think the story dragged, and it was not necessarily as much of a masterpiece as a lot of people are making it out to be.
I would agree with that. Actually, I think that what you gave it is a little high. I would probably have gone to a 3 or something. I think that it was dragging at times, but I think that's also purposely done just because, but the atmospheric scenes were like awesome as well. Like, I don't know what it is with all these movies coming out with like creating this big, like,
Yeah.
but yeah, if you ask me, Wolfman or Nosferatu, it'd be Wolfman.
Yeah, a lot of people would look at you crazy for that. I think I would narrowly take Nosferatu, but I don't think it's crazy for you to have that opinion. My one sentence Letterboxd review was kind of boring, but too much good for it to have ever ended up a bad film. Because I don't know if you're familiar with the director, Robert. I think it's pronounced Eggers. It's spelled Eggers. He made The Lighthouse, The Witch. His like expertise is this kind of
This
dark,
kind of, like,
moody,
yeah.
and he's too good at it for like me to have not enjoyed the surface level aesthetic of it at least.
Yeah. No, it was a beautiful, like the era, like the settings of the, like the costumes and the
And Willem Dafoe thrives in those roles. He's
yeah.
in Poor Things. He plays like a similar kind of character. He's such a treat. Every time I see him in a movie,
I know, I love him too. He's great.
Nicholas Hoult, I'm not gonna say I'm a hater of. I'm not his biggest fan. He plays the main character. What's his name? Thomas.
Oh, I can't remember the name now.
Thomas is apparently the name.
Yeah.
Thomas Hutter.
But I was talking about, like, I was comparing it with because when I remember when we came out, I was saying that the Gary Oldman Dracula, to me, was a better rendition of the story, which is like the Nosferatu story and the Dracula story are very
Francis Ford Coppola.
yeah, that was better to me. Like,
what else we got here? Todd Browning Dracula 1930.
Well, there's the first
1922 Nosferatu.
Yeah. Which
that's a silent film, right?
You should watch. Yeah, you should watch just for reference. Just for comparison.
I mean, these are legendary stories, which is why, like, I mean, we're talking over a century later. It is hard to adapt such like an iconic story and make it great in a different original way.
Yeah.
And I don't think he did a terrible job at it. It was a good movie.
It was good. It was good. It wouldn't surprise me if it did get some nominations for, like.
Did it get any nominations at the Golden Globes?
I don't think so. I don't believe it has.
It came out late, so.
It would have been too late for the Golden Globes.
I think it came out on Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got snubbed entirely from the 2025 Golden Globes.
Well, it
earned 4 Critics' Choice Award nominations. It might be in the Oscars. I mean, they haven't, like, they voted entirely after it came out, so.
Yeah. Well, no, tomorrow.
Yeah, we will. And I guess
this
we'll talk about it next week.
Time of the year. My favorite time of the year.
I mean, that's the 4 movies that I had brought.
So I watched a movie last night. And I don't know if that's one that's going to be nominated for anything, but I know that it's been talked about far and wide. It Ends With Us.
Oh, Yes, I have heard far and wide
Have
about
you
that.
heard? Have you heard about that one at all?
I believe it is going to get nominations.
I think it
Oh,
will too.
oh, maybe not.
Maybe not. What's the rating on
It has a
Letterboxd?
2.5 on Letterboxd,
Yeah,
a 6.4 on IMDb,
yeah.
55% on Rotten Tomato critic rating. So that's indicative of how critics will
Yeah.
receive it. Did you like it?
I didn't hate it. I didn't like it. I would say that
Okay.
so the whole premise of the movie is to try to address domestic violence and how, you know, there's a cycle in domestic violence that um if you're growing up in that kind of environment, you're like likely to go and look for that kind of relationship in the future. And it made some, you know, it did some things well. For example, like they're showing there's two incidents, like she actually leaves after only two incidents, which is one of the problems I have, because usually in cases of domestic violence it take a hell of a lot more than two incidents to for the woman to actually get the hell out of there if she's
Hmm.
prone to, you know, go into that kind of relationship. So there's two incidents, and one of the things that the movie does well is to show that because when it happens the viewer doesn't really realize that it happened, like, you know, it's just something happens with the stove. They're cooking something in the stove and something happens in the stove, and like boom, all of a sudden she's got a black eye and you're kind of wondering what the hell happened there. And then there's another incident where she's in the stairs and she falls down the stairs, and you're not quite sure if she fell or if he pushed her, but then it's revealed, you know, and you're kind of like, oh, okay, so they
Hmm.
did a good job, because that shows how women lie to themselves about what happened oftentimes in those situations, because you kind of don't want to see it. You're like, no, he's not really doing this. And so that
That
they did
framing sounds
well.
creative.
It did very well. But at the end, she just, yeah, like, she's in the hospital, she gives birth to this. I should have warned for spoiler alerts before I went into it, but I guess it's a little too late now. Anyway, she gives birth to this little girl, and she tells the little girl, you know, it ends with us. Like, that's it. It ends with us. Because she's leaving and she's asking for a divorce, and so the guy is there because it's the birth of his child too. So obviously there's gonna be a relationship there somehow, because, you know, he's the father of the child. But, you know, he's like, she tells him, I want a divorce, and he takes it like, you know, okay, we're gonna divorce. And like, I'm sorry, but that's just so not realistic. Like, there is no freaking scenario on earth where the guy would just accept the divorce like this way, and oh,
Oh, happy ending.
calmly move away, and, you know, not try anything. Like, come on, like, no.
Okay. I see Hassan Minaj is in this movie.
Yeah.
Blake Lively, lead actress.
Hmm. There was
Jenny Slate.
controversy there too after like the movie. I don't exactly know what happened. Like, I kept seeing that there's like some stuff that happened on the set, and like, I don't know.
Oh wow.
I'd have to research it. I don't want to start
Don't you
rumors.
don't want don't want to speculate.
No,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've seen some stuff like about things that happen on the set. I'm not sure. There's a lawsuit. I know that for a fact though.
I mean, we saw this movie a while ago, but we can also briefly talk about um A Complete Unknown if you want to.
Oh, do I want to?
I raised it. I looked back at my 2024 rankings and I raised it again because it's just
So this was funny because I don't like the actor, and
I decided I like him now.
well, now I do, but I don't like before we saw the movie. I even posted on my Facebook. I'm like, come on, like, you know, why him? Like, he doesn't even look like him. Blah blah blah. I was kind of like,
Hmm.
no, I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna go see it, but I'm not gonna like it. And I went and I sat down, and like the first 3 minutes, I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah. He has like a strikingly similar voice too.
Absolutely,
For
like
those who don't know, it's Timothy Chalamet.
yeah,
And
and
oh my gosh, Edward Norton as Pete Seeger. He deserves that supporting actor nomination. I don't
I
know if he
hope
deserves
it
the
happens.
award, but nomination at the very least because he was
Yep,
phenomenal.
yep.
I mean, I just think like the movie feels so atmospheric too. It's like 1960s New York.
Oh, we don't see. I wanted to.
Blake Lively versus Justin Baldoni. Timeline of the feud. Suing her co-star. Sexual harassment. Wow, that is ironic given.
Right? That's what I thought.
Dang. Wow.
Anyways, no speculation. Now you've seen it.
But man,
Back to
a review from a reviewer I like. I think like I did know a little bit about Bob Dylan, so I can't look at it from his perspective. But a reviewer I like said, I didn't really know anything about Bob Dylan beforehand, and after watching it, I still feel like I don't. I feel like I would like. I think Josh, as someone who didn't know much about Bob Dylan, could claim the opposite. I think
don't
the
agree
movie
with
does
that
a good
review.
job at explaining his motivations throughout his career and explaining the trajectory of his career as well.
Plus, I would debate that it's also maybe purposely done as well, because Bob Dylan is like a complete unknown. Like,
Yeah.
he is a recluse. He's not somebody who's, purposely seeking the public eye. Like, and so I think it might have been purposely done
Mm-hmm.
that you tell his story
Yeah,
a
I
little bit.
I can see it to an extent, and like, I guess for you to say that criticism, you can just say, "Well, look at the name of the movie."
Yeah, right, exactly.
Okay, but if you want to talk a little bit about hacks, you can do that after our last movie segment, which is something I brought to the show that I'm very excited for. So
Okay.
I'm about to share my screen.
Do I have to
I think you're gonna have
allow
to
it
approve it.
again?
Yep.
Okay.
So big shout out to the YouTuber Sean Chandler Talks About, one of my biggest movie reviewing inspirations. He made this video, I think it was within the past week. It might have even been like today or yesterday. Basically, he did a tier list of 2025 movie sequels, and he ranked them by excitement. So I want us to go through some of these.
Okay.
Right off the bat, the first one is 28 years later. And are we going to put it in the I can't wait category?
Like, it can't release soon enough category.
Yeah. I'd make a new category for this one.
Oh my god.
Okay, there's a few of these on here that we don't know. Maybe you know some of these. I can not that. I can search with Google Lens and just grab the image and see. This is A Simple Favor. Do you know this movie?
No, I do not.
Okay, I'll put it in I don't care if we don't know about it. This one, his synopsis of it was interesting to me, but I also don't know about this one. It's like he's like, it's like a John Wick type movie, but I think he's autistic.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
I would say yes, I'm interested.
You're interested.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got an
Avatar?
Avatar.
I don't care.
I'm gonna put it in I don't care. I've never cared
I
about
don't
that
care about
franchise
Avatar.
particularly. Okay. What's this?
Lara Croft?
This is like I think it's called, unless I'm confusing it with a different one, I think this is called The Ballerina. Oh, it's Ana de Armas.
Oh, the ballerina.
They say it's like Girl John Wick.
Yeah, I've seen a preview. It's actually
this is a sequel, by the way.
Wick. It's in the John Wick universe.
Oh yes, I know about that. Yeah.
Yep.
This is a
I'm
sequel.
interested.
I haven't seen the first. I would have to see the first, but I'm interested too.
Bridget Jones.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh. The Tale of How? Bridget. Okay, yeah, I don't. We have Captain America: A Brave New World.
I'm nervous.
I'm conflicted. I'm excited and I'm nervous. It's like, the middle ground. The middle ground between excited and nervous. They have a word for it. It's anxious.
Yeah.
You have like I feel like it's a mix between excitement and nervousness.
Hmm.
But
So where do we put it?
I'm just deciding whether I'm more excited or nervous because interested doesn't fit. Interested is like I feel like
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
explaining a mild interest.
I'm
I'm very
more
interested.
nervous.
I'm going to see the movie, but I am nervous for how it's going to turn out. So we can put it in there.
Okay.
Now this one I'm interested in. I haven't seen the first, but I really want to. I forget the name of the movie. It's with O'Shea Jackson Jr., Ice Cube's son. Well,
Pantera?
I don't get many uh returns for it too. Dang. What if I look up O'Shea Jackson Jr.? Den of Thieves.
Okay.
And the synopsis
Hmm.
for that movie is the hard-drinking leader of regulators, an elite unit of the Los Angeles County Sheriff Department, blah, blah, blah. Dang.
Hmm.
I would say I'm interested in the movie. I'll
Yeah.
just leave it at that. What
That'd
is
be fine.
this? See, there's so many of these. I don't. Downtown Abbey?
Downtown Abbey, not interested. I don't care.
Okay.
I
don't
do
care.
not care.
Next, we have Final Destination.
Oh, are you kidding me?
I believe that's what this is.
A new Final Destination?
Let's search again. I'm pretty sure
No
that's what this is.
way.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Okay, we're gonna have to meet in the middle because I'm just mildly interested. So I guess we put it in. I'm excited.
I'm excited. Yeah. I can't wait.
Five Nights at Freddy's. Like I'm nervous. The first one was just barely good, and I don't know if the second one's gonna get.
I was gonna say I don't care, but I'll let you pick that one up.
Okay. This is like
Is
the
that
new
like
Freaky
a
Friday.
freak? Oh my god.
There's a new one coming out.
I'm interested.
I'd say I'm interested. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, I almost don't care, but
Is
you
it
know,
still with Lindsay Lohan and
yeah, I think so.
oh my god, interesting. Okay, what is that?
What is this? Search with Google Lens, my best friend.
You should have set aside a half an hour for this. That's going to take all the time. Pirates of the Caribbean?
No, this is
No.
like they're getting like generically similar looking
Yeah,
things.
that's I don't know. What it
I
is,
guess
so
we don't care.
yeah,
Happy Gilmore 2.
yeah, nervous.
I'm nervous too. This is one like I almost don't care about, but
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
yes.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's a
I'm
sequel coming.
curious. I'll
You're
say
interested?
I'm interested. Yeah.
Okay. What is this? Oh, is this the new
Jurassic Park?
Yes, there's a new one coming out.
Nah.
Honestly, I
care.
don't care.
I've never cared about the Jurassic Park franchise, really.
No, watch it, but
What
Karate
is
Kid.
that? Oh, I'm excited.
I'm excited. I wouldn't say like I can't wait.
I'm
Because
excited.
if I compare it to 28 years later, I'm not like I need to see that now.
Mm,
But I'm very excited.
okay.
Megan 2.0.
At this point I don't care. I was so disappointed with Megan.
I'm nervous.
Well, you can put it in nervous. I'll give you nervous.
No, I got the last one. We'll put it in I don't care. What is this? It looks like Superman. Is it Superman? No, because Superman is James Gunn and he hasn't.
Mission Impossible.
Oh, I couldn't even tell. It's Tom Cruise.
I'm interested.
We can put in that. I don't care personally, but what is that? The next one, I'm arguably gonna put in a.
Oh, I can't wait.
Mortal Kombat.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't. Nobody 2. It's I believe these movies are directed by the director of the original John Wick 2.
I can't wait.
I cannot
can't
wait.
wait.
This is like one of my favorite action movies.
It was so good. What is that now?
What is this?
Oh, that looks like
Now You See
yeah,
Me.
Now You See Me. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm slightly interested.
There's no. It's you're interested or you don't care.
Yeah, I don't care then.
Okay. What is this? The Old Guard.
I
Oh,
don't
I
care.
haven't seen the first one, and I don't really know what it is, so I guess I don't care.
Paddington, I don't care.
Paddington. I can't wait for Paddington. What is that?
That's
Oh, this is
actually a
Predator, I
video
think.
game.
This is Predator.
No.
There's a new Predator coming out.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm interested.
I'm interested. I'm not like Prey was really good. That almost has me being like,
Okay,
I'm
the
excited.
next one, Mateo, is that X? Is that
That's
Saw?
yeah. That's the poster for
Oh
Saw X,
my
but it's Saw
God.
11.
I'm excited.
I'm like almost I can't wait because of how good Saw X was.
Yeah. Yeah.
If like because I don't know if we
You
haven't
can put
watched
it
all
in
the
I
Saw
can't wait.
movies. We haven't watched all the Saw movies, but it was like ever since like Saw 2, Saw 3, they've just been gradually getting worse and worse. And
But
so
Saw X
if
was
like if someone was like Saw X is coming out, I would like last year when or a couple years ago when it did come out, I'd be like, I don't care.
yeah.
But now because of how good Saw X was, I'm
You
gonna
can
say
put
I'm
it.
excited. I'm
Yeah.
not like I can't wait, but I'm very excited.
Okay.
The SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. Well, I don't care, but I know you do.
No, I don't know. I don't think I've seen the last one. SpongeBob post like 2008 or whatever is not that good. This is an animated movie that I haven't seen,
I don't care.
but I've heard good things about.
So what
This is the
that?
Black Phone too. Do you remember the Black Phone?
I'm excited.
I'm excited too. We can go. I'm excited. Next, we have The Conjuring, a new Conjuring movie. Me personally, I don't care at all because that franchise, I can't.
Well, okay, so I was really disappointed by the last one, so at this point I don't care either. And I definitely
Are you confusing Conjuring and Insidious, or were you disappointed with both of the last ones?
both.
Okay.
And I'm
You don't care?
definitely don't care about that one.
You're not like more feeling nervous than not caring.
Yeah, okay, nervous. Yeah, I'm nervous.
Okay.
And that one I
This
don't
one,
care.
I would make a new tier for this one.
Yeah,
Do you know what this is?
it
we
shouldn't
saw
exist.
The Strangers.
Like, yeah, what's your new tier? It shouldn't exist.
Yeah, let's make a new tier. At a row below. I'm doing that just for this movie.
All right. It should
Because it
never
was, like,
have
the
seen
most-
the day.
It's the most boring thing I've ever seen.
I know.
What is this? Okay. We have I guess we're not knowing this one. Dang. Oh well. Wake Up Dead Men. Do you know anything about that?
No, I don't.
Maybe that's like the name of the sequel. And oh,
What?
it's a Knives Out movie.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm excited.
I'm excited. It's not like I can't wait, but those movies were both good.
So good.
Argu-
What is that?
arguably great.
Please tell me. Please tell me. Please tell me there's not another Wicked.
This is another Wicked.
This is
Yeah.
another Wicked.
We're gonna
Oh
have to
my
watch both.
God. Okay. So we haven't seen Wicked yet, and one of the main reasons why I haven't seen Wicked is because I don't want it to destroy The Wizard of Oz for me.
I've heard only good things about it at this point, though. We're gonna have
But
to see.
why
it.
another one? Like, I'm nervous.
Okay, fair.
And
And
what's that?
Zootopia.
Nah, don't care.
This is an animated movie I am interested in. I'm not like excited, but you remember Zootopia 1?
Mhm.
Allegory
But I don't
on
really care.
allegory on racism.
Yeah.
It's an interesting movie. Okay, so this is our tier
There you
list.
go. There you have it. Our tier list.
Dang, there's some heavy hitting sequels coming out.
So yeah, I'm excited. Like I mean, like 28 years later, I just absolutely can't wait for that to come out.
You know
Like,
what? I'm gonna put nobody in the tier below because I don't think anything competes with 28 years later. Do you agree?
disagree. No, I disagree.
I'm
no.
so much more excited. We can move it back up, but
Yeah, you're more excited, but
it's like a
like-
different tier.
y- mm.
I think my excitement for
Okay, so then
nobody.
you make another
But wait,
Another
wait,
tear for I hardly can't wait.
wait. But my excitement for Nobody is closer to my excitement for Saw 11 than it is for 28 Years Later. That's my point.
Well, not me. Not for me. It's closer to 28 years later than it is.
I thought I was the bigger Nobody fan.
Oh no, I love that movie. That was such a good movie. I love this actor. Like it's just like
Bob
one of
Odenkirk
my
he's the
one
best.
of my favorite actors of all time. And
Okay, well,
there you
that's
have it.
that's
That's
the
pretty
tier list.
cool. All right. So we said we were going to start talking about series. We have like only 5 minutes. I just want to mention a little series that I've started watching after I saw that it was nominated for the Golden Globes. Golden Globes, right? Like I always
Yep.
confuse the Emmys and the Golden
You
Globes.
said Grammys. You were
Grammys?
and Grammys is
Okay.
music.
I meant Emmys. Anyway, so it's called Hacks. And I can't even remember the name of the actors, but I'm not even going to pull a browser because I'll let you do that if you want to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
The older woman who plays Deborah won the best
Jean
actress.
Smart.
Yeah, Jean Smart. She won the best actress for comedy, I think, for the Golden Globes, and she was so good. She was so good. Like I got hooked right away. I started watching episode 1 after I saw that they won. I'm like, okay, I gotta look at that up. I gotta look that up. Like the Hacks. What is it about? And I had no idea what it's about. And I started the first episode, and it takes place in Las Vegas. So right away, having been in Vegas just recently, it kind of grabbed my attention too because of recency bias. But oh my god, it does such a phenomenal job at showing like stardom and how lonely you can get even though you're with people at all times, and how like anyways, watch it. Hacks. It's great.
Yeah, I
Great
was
little
gonna
show.
start watching it yesterday, but I don't remember why I didn't. Oh, I do remember why I didn't. I got confused what time my class was at,
Oh,
and like my whole schedule got messed up because I was gonna go to the gym. Well, I did go to the gym after my class. If I had known, my class was at 2:30. For some reason, in my brain, it was at 1,
oh,
and I was like, I guess I can't go to the gym before. But if I had gone to the gym before, and this is a 3-hour class, so I went from 2:30 to 5:30. Then I went to the gym after that, and by the time I got back, I was too tired to take on something new, so I just went to like watching YouTube and stuff. But if I had managed my time better, I would have started watching Hex that night.
yeah. Well,
And maybe I'll
it's
start
fine.
tonight.
I gobbled it. Like
You're already
I
done?
think-
I like how you started this segment by saying, I started this little show and you're already finished it.
Oh my god, I gobbled it down like in a week, I think. 3 seasons, like of just like it was awesome. They're 30-minute episodes, so it's not like overwhelming. It's short and sweet, and it's so good. Like I can't wait for the next one to come out.
As much as I like 60-minute episodes in some shows, oh my gosh, that is a mouthful. 60-minute episodes in some shows.
Yeah. Like you watch The Walking Dead, there's like 13, 14 seasons.
You get burned
and
out
like
real quick.
You're there forever. Yep. So anyways, I can't wait for the new season to come out, probably in
it's not
like
done?
2039, I guess.
I thought the show was over.
I don't think so. Don't please.
That's like no. I'm not like that's because I know nothing about the show.
I almost had a heart attack now.
I don't know about anything about the show.
No,
So.
being a winner, I don't think it's over.
Hack season 4 now in production. Okay.
Yay! Okay.
It's in production as of 3 months ago, so maybe
it'll come out soon.
What has the release schedule been like?
I don't know, but soon to come is the ending of Squid Game 2 and the ending of Cobra Kai.
Wait, Squid Game isn't all out?
No.
I thought it all released at once. I haven't watched it yet. That's another thing I need
I
to
was so
watch.
pissed off, Mateo. I didn't want to say anything. Like now you have a spoiler. I didn't want to say anything because like I was so pissed off because now I gotta wait. Like I don't know when the rest is coming out, but it's gonna be
Oh
like
wow.
half a year. I don't know. But I was pissed off because oh my god, the cliffhanger.
Wait.
It's not 2 parts. It's gonna be the other season, I think. But
Yeah, you made
I
it
know.
sound like the
No,
whole season isn't out
well,
yet.
because no, I mean, it feels like a Cobra Kai 3 episodes and you know, or 6 episode and then you know, but it's a season. Okay. Anyways,
Okay. Well,
I hated that about
when
it.
is the last Cobra Kai?
I
When
think
that's coming out in like
it
2
comes
weeks.
soon. Yep.
February 13th.
There
It's
you
like
go.
3 weeks,
So
but
that's good.
I'm so excited.
Can't wait to see it.
All right. Well, I guess we're a little bit over an hour, so
All right. Well, it's been
we're
nice.
back.
Yep. And next week we're gonna be talking about all the movies we're gonna see this weekend at the Cornwall Film Fest,
Mhm.
and maybe even have a
As
guest.
well as the Oscar nominations. We're gonna have to talk about next week as well.
Yep.
A lot of them we probably will have not seen because we have so much movie watching to catch up on.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And we're stubborn and didn't want to watch movies like Wicked. So,
We have like a month and a half to catch up on the
yeah,
Oscar
it's
nominations
gonna be
before
a
it happens, though.
heavily packed month and a half for sure.
Yes, it will. But
Okay.
thank you all for joining us today. If you see this after a broadcast and you want us to watch any movie specifically or talk about a movie that maybe we already have seen, leave that in the comments on YouTube. You can find my letterbox. It's OMG Mateo. Keep up with my articles in The Seeker. And if you have anything to plug, now's the time.
I will shut up and do my stuff visually. So talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
That's ISO. Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank.